Hello, everybody. I hope that everyone is doing well in this moment. I know that we are still trying to figure our way out through, this pandemic, and I hope that you are practicing social distancing, that you're wearing your mask and you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, washing your hands and all that stuff, so that you can stay safe. In any event, I wanted to talk to you today about the proverbial concrete ceiling. And in my quiet contemplation, I cannot help but wonder, why is it that some human beings have a need to demoralize, denigrate, and marginalize others? And doing so just because the other person is of a different race, ethnicity, creed, gender, age, sexual orientation, whatever it is, that has nothing to do with that person's ability to perform a job function, or that person's personality. And my thought is that, and this is no new revelation, but certainly these are the reasons for systemic problems within societies, right? And many times, the people who are on the receiving end of that behavior are not equipped to properly address them and deal with them. So, sure, there are many self help books in the market on how to achieve our desires and thereby bringing into reality our dreams. But I cannot help but think, and I was thinking about this the other day, I cannot help but think that many of those authors, as wonderful as they may be, did not contemplate and factor into their consideration the systemic disadvantage that many people face. And so sometimes you don't find that in their case studies and in their writings. And this is not to say that these books are not helpful, because certainly they are extremely helpful. But again, most times they do not account for the systemic disadvantage. And so what I wanted to do today is I wanted to talk a little bit and give some information about how those on the receiving end of that, on that situation, can get around or work toward getting around that concrete ceiling that sometimes we feel is, above our heads when we're trying to bring our dreams into reality, right? So, in my attempt, again, to share inspiration, I want to also share information. And as my prior video, I talked to you about investing in general. In this video, I want to talk to you specifically about investing in real estate, because many times investing in real estate is the largest investment that many of us will make in our lifetime, right? So, and with everything that's taking place around us, perhaps there are going to be opportunities for us to do that. And so there's some considerations that are to be made. Now, as before you make any real estate investment, you have to consult with an attorney who is knowledgeable on the issue. So these videos are just being presented to you to provide information to you. But again, best practice and the best thing for any of us to do when we're getting involved with something is to make sure that we seek the help of experts in that particular field for that particular investment. Okay, so with that being said, let's first talk about what you need to know when you're thinking about investing in real estate, or sometimes it's referred to as real property. So the first thing you need to know is who owns the property, and are there any liens on that property, right? How do you get to know this? Well, first of all, this is the search to find out this information is done by title companies. So you would have a title search and a municipal search done on the property. The title search will search the chain of ownership and other interests that may be of record against that property. For instance, mortgages, judgments, those types of things, right? And then When it comes to the improvement on the property, so now we're not talking about vacant land, right? We're talking about a property that has some kind of an improvement on it. We want to know if that improvement that is on that property has been made in accordance with the rules of the municipality that would be in charge, right? So, and any other additions on the property. We want to make that the pool, for instance, examples of additional improvements would be dormers, garages, garage conversion, pools, right? That's the biggie. Fencing sometimes, retaining walls, and any other addition on that property. You just want to make sure that what it is we're getting involved with, we know what we're getting involved with. So we know what to expect, right? So improvements on the property, we need to know if every structure, every improvement, every addition existing on that property is legal and certified by the authorized municipality where the property is located, right? And this is again done through a municipal search. It's done through a title company. So the title company will search both of these concerns for you. Now, if you're dealing with vacant land, you need to know how you may or may not use the land. You're not so concerned with what improvements are on there, but you want to be concerned with what improvements you may want to put on the land, right? So you need to know whether or not a particular use is allowed or not allowed. And can you build or not build certain things on that land? Now, whether you are buying a piece of real estate with a loan from a bank, which we call financing, right? Or all cash, you need to ensure that what you are buying is legally constructed regardless and owned by those who are selling it to you. This is especially important when you are buying all cash. Why? Because now you don't have a second set of eyes that's looking at this for you, right? Those second set of eyes would be those of the bank and the bank's attorney. So if you're buying all cash, it is very important still, and even more so, right, in some cases, that you have these searches done and that you have someone doing this stuff that understands what they're doing. But this is information for you to contemplate. Now, let's consider this from the opposite side. So let's consider it from being a seller, right? Before we were considering when we were looking to buy. Now let's think about when we are looking to sell a piece of real estate. If you are an owner and you're being asked to transfer the property to someone else for whatever reason, you need to understand that once you sign a deed, that's the document that transfers ownership of the land, right? Transferring that property, those to whom you transfer must be willing to transfer back to you if you decide for whatever reason you want to get that property back. So I guess the message in this is that you do not just transfer your property out. You need to know what you're doing. And again, you need to seek help, right? If you're being asked to loan your credit, this is another thing sometimes that happens when we're dealing with real estate, right? Someone is asking you, could you help me out? I don't have the credit. So could you help me out and loan me your credit so that I can finance this property? You need to understand that if for some reason that person that you are loaning your credit to defaults, do not pay, cannot pay, and many times it's not even intentional, but you have to contemplate these things. Well, if they default, right, so does your credit. So you have to think about this when you're involved with real estate. So these are just a few informational tips for you. Again, bringing your dreams into real estate ownership, right, also requires applicable knowledge. And hopefully some of this information will help you if you're contemplating getting involved with a real estate investment. And as always, I would like to say, be informed, be successful. With determination, focus, and informed knowledge, anything can be achieved. All right, until next time, thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day.